Welcome back to Positive Life. So I just had a birthday on Thursday. So today is Friday. So today is going to be the new start, the new beginning of my better life. That everything that has happened in the past, in the last decade, in the last 2 decades, and before then, is going to be left in the past. But I will take from those moments, I will collaborate with the past to empower my future. I've never done a physical wish board. I've done one on a digital format recently in one of the IG stories. So I want to do one of those to put everything that I want, like all my wishes. They don't have to be specific things. They could be broad, like happiness. I have happiness. But you can't lie to yourself when you're not living the life that you feel that you deserve. But we have to be realistic to know that if we're not doing enough to reach that better life, then we have to stop, think, reevaluate, self-reflect, self-observe, and just be honest with yourself to know that you could do better. And I know that I'm not doing the best I can. And for me to think that I deserve better. I mean, people are always going to say that to you, like you deserve better than that. You deserve the best. I mean, they're going to say things out of kindness or out of knowing that you that you're a good person, or that you've done a lot of things for people. So I don't like to brag and talk about the things I do. But if I do mention something, it could be misconstrued. They could assume that I am showing off when I'm not, because there's a message I'm trying to send, and that could be viewed as like you're trying to make it look like that. Without you, people wouldn't be able to achieve the things that they are destined to reach, But sometimes they don't know the full story, and they don't know all the little events, and that you could have proof without any details disclosed, that what you did for people, and if you didn't do it, then they wouldn't have achieved the things that they are accomplishing right now. That it wouldn't happen because you know their situation, and you know how they felt because they shared that with you. They were open, they were honest. And people see, we don't have to share these things, but if we do, then sometimes people assume that we have bad intentions, that we are trying to draw attention to ourselves, and that we're not genuine or authentic. And those are things that they think because there's something within them, or that's how they operate. Is this that when you talk to people that you're comfortable with, then you won't have to explain yourself. You don't have to, challenge certain things that are said, because you'll be at an even playing field. That you'll be, there'll be mutual respect, and that you're not going to stop and hit the brakes and say, why did you say that? Or why do you think that? Or get angry with that person. And there'll be this back and forth, conflict or discussion on what was said, instead of moving forward and talking. And those are that's unhealthy communication, because there's these, pre-existing challenges between people that create this conflict because they bring something to the table and you bring something, and then there's already these say history of other people and other events and negative experiences that create conflict. So it's like when you're watching a movie opens with conflict, that we are introduced to characters, to the plot, to the situation, and that we realize there's conflict. And oh no, this character is in this situation, and whoa, that looks bad. And how are they going to get out of this situation or confront it? It is usually uncomfortable for these characters. So that could happen in real life, that type of situation where two people are trying to communicate and someone gets sensitive, another person is needing to protect their ego and their pride, and that when there's no respect, whether there's no respect on one side and there's respect on one side, or both people respect each other, or there's no respect on each side. I mean, it could be a mixture. Then it makes communicating like either easier or more difficult. Because if somebody's not respecting the other person, then there's going to be a lot of, say, resistance. They're going to be pushing back. They're going to look at everything you say, hold it under a microscope, and confront you about it. That you can have these healthy conversations where you're communicating. If you don't like something, you tell them. Like, you don't. It's like there's a nice, polite way to communicate. But when you're being stubborn or abrasive, or is this the way your personality is, and you continue to operate that way, then you're gonna offend people. But sometimes people that are strong and confident are not gonna like allow it to bother them. But at the same time, they do respect themselves enough to mention it. Because if you're dealing with someone and they continue to have strong opinions and are more critical of what you say, that it could create a lot of conflict. So it's always important to establish these things early on. They're called like boundaries, that you set boundaries. Say if somebody does silent treatment to you, not just one time, but they just do it over and over and over and over again. Because in a way, they're trying to manipulate you, to punish you, to make you know that if you say something that they don't like, or you do something that they disapprove of because they're setting their own ground rules, then they're just going to ignore you like you don't exist. And they're going to hit you at moments that will try, like they want to hurt you, because they know that they can control you and they can manipulate you to follow their rules. And that's called silent treatment, where they ignore you. So when people are doing that to you and they do it over and over and over again, then there comes a time when you have to reevaluate and say, like, is this worth it anymore? Should I even stick around for this person anymore? And then when they do something that is highly disrespectful and rude, unthoughtful, then that's when you have to make your decision whether you should stay or go.